Now to campaign 2016 and Senator Marco Rubio back to work in Washington and talking about moving on from life as a politician. Here's CBS 4's Jim DeFede.
Marco Rubio back to work on Capitol Hill and in good spirits following his exit from the presidential race.
Would you consider being Cruz's vice president?
No, I'm not going to be anybody's vice president. I'm not interested in being vice president. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm not going to be vice president. I'm not running for governor of Florida. I'm going to finish out my term in the Senate over the next 10 months. We're going to work really hard here, and we have some things we want to achieve, and then I'll be a private citizen in January.
And you're not going to rethink this and go back and file in April or May for this seat?
No, I'm not running for re-election to the Senate. As I said, I'm going to finish my term here, and then I'll be a private citizen.
Since his defeat in the Florida primary on Tuesday, Rubio has been calling and thanking supporters, telling them he considers Ted Cruz to be the only real conservative left in the race.
Senator, what do you make of Donald Trump's comments that he might incite riots?
You don't have to scream.
Sorry, I'm wearing headphones. What do you make of Donald Trump's comments that he might incite a riot if they try to take the nomination away from him?
I mean, at this point, it's like daily occurrence, of stuff that he says. There isn't going to be any riots.
Rubio also reflected on his own campaign and Trump's rise.
I understood that we could run a campaign based on, speaking to people's frustration and anger and getting them angrier and more frustrated. But I really continue to believe that these disruptions in our economy, while incredibly painful, also provide opportunities. But politically, it's just not something that necessarily cut through in a year where someone like Donald Trump, so far anyway, has really been able to kind of capture that frustration and that anger and exacerbate it in a way that's helped him with voters.
Jim, Marco Rubio, a man with 4 kids. He wants to be a private citizen. He needs to be a private citizen that makes some money.
Yeah, we forget he's a lawyer, and we were just talking about it. In the last 18 years, he's only been out of elected office maybe 2 of those 18 years. So this will give him a chance. It was too early for him to run for governor. The pivot in 2 years would have been too much for him. So this makes sense, make some money, and he's 44. He's got a long career ahead of him.
I have a feeling we'll be hearing from Senator Rubio again. All right, Jim, thanks very much. Well.